Hey everyone, today we'll be doing file handling. This video is going to be a very foundational video on how to read and write in a file. We are gonna write in a file and we are gonna learn how to read from a file, okay? So here's a site and a good chart is given. So for file handling purpose, we'll have to include in fstream. This is a header file which will contain a lot of things related to file handling. So basically these three are the class streams that it will have, and let's understand what are they. So the first one is offstream. Okay, this is a class which is used for creating files or it is used for writing information to files. If stream is used for input, will input something in our program so that we can read information from data files. Fstream is used for creating files and it is also used for writing and reading from files. Okay, so there are chances you might get confused between offstream and ifstream. So let me get it clear. See, we are in our CPP program, okay, and we want to write in a file. So basically we are going out to write in a file. Okay, so we'll use offstream there. For ifstream, we want to input something in our program. So this is used for reading purpose. So what we'll do here, we'll go in the file, we'll bring the data and as an input in our CPP program. Then the third one is fstream. It is used for all the purposes and it is used for reading as well as writing. So this was the basic flowchart and you should know before getting started with file handling. Okay. Now moving on to the next step, how we'll open a file. So basically there are two ways we can open a file. The first one is using constructor function and the second one is open function. Okay, it will look something like this. For example, so here you can see these are the two ways we can input a file. Okay, .txt file. So if stream input file, this is an object, data file.txt, this is the file we want to input, and this is the function. It basically means that what we want to do with the file. Do we want to input something? Do we want to output something? Do we want to read or write? Do we want to append it? So it depends what we want to do with the file. The function keeps changing. If stream file.open data file.txt, it will be .txt. So here file is an object. If stream is used for importing something. File is a object, so we are using file and we are using this open function to open a data file. So now let's move to the code part and see how we are actually gonna do it. So let's start off by writing the header files. Here we'll have to include fstream. Now let's write our main function. First of all, let's declare a choice variable cout, enter the choice, cout, enter the choice, switch choice, case 1 and case 2. Now let's create two functions, void read and the second one will be void write. Void because we are in this function we are not going to return any values. So in case 1, if user enters 1, we'll read from the file and then break. Case 2 will write in a file, break. This entire thing was done to make our program easily readable, understandable, and it will function well. Okay, now let's create a stream class, ifstream because we want to read from a file. Okay, now opening our file f.open, we want to open file.txt. Now this is my file.txt and let me write some text here. Now to read from a file we'll need a string line, let's say there's a function get line. We'll pass the line variable there and we'll use that to get data from the file. So let's run a while loop, while get line f comma line. Now this will basically read everything and will see out here, see out line. So this function will read everything and this statement will see out. At the end we'll close our file f.close function. For writing we want to output something, so we'll use off stream f.open, or we can also use the constructor method here f file.txt. Now we'll check if our file is open or not. So if f dot is open, this function will check if our file is open or not. Okay, if the file is open, we'll input in some values in there. So for writing we'll use this object, we'll write something. So this to statement will write in a file. Okay, after completing our task we'll close our file using the close function. Also you should remember that it's not always necessary to close a file, but the habit of closing it is preferable because it will prevent your program from worst case errors. So you should close your files using the close function. Now let's run our function. There are some errors. Let me solve all the errors. Okay, it successfully ran. As you can see here, we have some pre-existing text written. Let's move to terminal. So here I'm already in the directory. Okay, so I'll run my file. I want to read, so I'll press 1. So what is this doing? This function is printing that same thing. Okay, we are reading something from a file. Now we'll run our file again. Now I want to write something. 2. I'll be writing this thing and you can see the updated text. Now let's say I want to write only A here and B here in my new file. I'll put a new line here. I want to write in a file. So here's the output, A and B, but you see the previous text which was already there, it's gone now. But what if I want that text to be here and I also want to add in some other text? What I'll do, I'll open my file in append mode. So iOS APP. This will basically not delete the existing content of the file and it will write the content after the existing content of the file. Let's try this out. Let me run. 2. We want to write something. So here you can see it just added A and B without deleting the previous content. So append mode basically it modifies something. Okay, so this was the basics of file handling, how to read from a file and how to write in a file. Okay, now there are a lot of functions we can use. We have get function, we have read function. One more thing, that for inputting something or for outputting something we don't require this function, because by default offstream has output function and ifstream has input function by default. Okay, so we don't need to write it in extra, but if we want to append it, we want to open the file in binary form, we might have to write it down, but for input and output we don't need to specify anything. So this was reading and writing in a file. So our program is completed here. If you find any doubts, if you have any doubts, you can post them in the comment section below. And if you want me to come up with any other concept of file handling, just post it below. I'll try to come up with those videos. So this was all for this video.